They say in the village of Obaoko, no one walks alone after midnight. Not because of wild animals, not because of thieves, but because of something far worse. At that hour, the sound of drums echo through the forest. Drums that no hand plays, drums that call people by name. And when you answer, you never come back. Tonight, let me tell you the story of the drums that called at night. Obaoko was once a joyful village, known for its festivals. Every year, the people danced, and the sacred drums carried their prayers to the gods. But one season, the chief drummer, keeper of the sacred rhythms, fell ill and died suddenly. As tradition demanded, his drum, carved from the oldest Iroko tree, was buried with him deep in the evil forest, a place no one dared to enter. The festivals grew quiet after that. The people missed the drum's voice, but they never touched it again. Then, one night, everything changed. A village awoke to the sound of drums, slow, heavy, dum, 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 coming from the forest. By dawn, a young boy, Chinedu, was missing. His mother wept, saying she heard the drums whispering his name before he vanished. The villagers were shaken, but the worst was yet to come. Each moonless night, the drums returned, always the same, the beating, the whispers, the calling of a name. And whoever's name was called never returned. One month, it was a farmer. The next, a hunter. The next, a child fetching water. The elders gathered, but no one could explain it. Some said it was the gods. Some said it was witches. Others whispered that the chief drummer's spirit was angry because the living had forgotten to honor him. Fear spread across Obaoko. By sunset, doors were shut, fires put out, and families huddled in silence, praying not to hear their names from the forest. But soon, the drums would choose a name that would change everything. The drums began to call the name of Ngozi, the bravest girl in the village. She was young, but her spirit was fierce. While others trembled, she stood tall. If we keep hiding, the drums will take us all, she told the elders. I will go into the forest. I will face whatever hides behind the sound. The people begged her not to. Her mother cried, clutching her hands, but Ngozi was determined. That night, when the drum beats began, she did not cover her ears or hide in fear. Instead, she followed the sound, step by step, into the forest. The deeper she went, the louder the drums became. The trees seemed to move around her, their shadows dancing like spirits. Then she reached a clearing, and there her heart froze. Before her stood a circle of pale figures dancing around the sacred drum. Their feet moved without rest. Their eyes glowed faintly, and though their faces were twisted in sorrow, she knew them. They were the missing villagers, Chinedu, the farmer, the hunter. They were all there, trapped, drumming against their will. Then, from the shadows, a tall figure emerged. It was the chief drummer's spirit, his face dark with rage. You, the living, forgot to honor me, he thundered. You buried my drum in silence. Now I take your people. One by one, they will serve me in death. The drumbeat quickened, shaking the ground beneath her feet. Ngozi's knees trembled. The air grew heavy, and the spirits moved closer. But then she remembered her grandmother's words. A drum only speaks if someone listens. She shut her ears with her hands. She squeezed her eyes shut, and instead of listening, she began to sing. Her voice cracked at first, but she grew louder, singing an old village song of freedom. The drum beats faltered. The spirits paused. The drummer's spirit roared, "Stop! You cannot silence me!" But Ngozi kept singing, louder and louder, drowning out the rhythm. Her song broke through the darkness like light. And then the drum split in two. The spirits cried out, then fell silent. Slowly, their faces brightened, color returning to their skin. The villagers were free. The chief drummer's spirit screamed one last time before dissolving into smoke. The sacred drum was no more. Ngozi led the freed villagers back to Obaoko. When the people saw them return, they fell to their knees in awe. From that day, Obaoko never buried a drum again. Instead, they kept them in the village square, beating them every festival, making sure the drums were always heard. But even today, the elders of Obaoko whisper this warning. If you ever walk near the forest at midnight, and you hear the sound of drums calling your name, do not answer, for not every spirit rests quietly. Subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss more thrilling African folktale stories.